Hello everybody. So this video is going to be made geared towards our battery candidates. So if you're a person who just wants to be in front ensemble, you don't have to do these. This segment is just for people who are trying out for battery. The first exercise that we're going to do is 9/8 accent tap, and I've created an in-depth video that goes along with this that'll follow this segment. But that will go here in the video tutorial, and then of course the practice tracks, we have one that is just the exercise and one that has a metronome going along with it. This exercise is pretty tough to mark time with your feet, so I'd highly recommend practicing with the track. We do have an assignment due on Wednesday, so you can go ahead and click here and read all about the details and then upload it when you're done. But I think that this one is going to require some real practice getting your taps down and getting your feet in time. So let's take a deeper look into the exercise now. All right, so the hardest component of 9/8 accent tap is going to be figuring out how to get your feet in time with it. So first things first, we want to break up the exercise into 2-bar chunks. Since we're dealing with a odd time signature, 9/8, that means 1 bar our feet are going to be in time, right? And then on the next one, they're going to be on the offbeat, and then they're going to cycle back to on and then off, okay? And just bear with me here as I explain all of this. So basically, there's 2/8 notes. If we're marking time to quarter notes, there's 2/8 notes that are going to happen in every beat. So we're going to be on the beat and then off the beat. I'm sorry, on the beat with the accent and then on the beat with a tap and then a tap. And that same pattern is going to work itself out all the way through this. All right, so just in this first segment, accent, tap, tap, accent, tap, tap. All right, and then as we're counting quarter notes, if we're thinking about it that way, in 2 bars, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 beats, right? 9/8 over the course of 2 measures ends up being 9 beats. So if we think about how our feet go with that, right? We've got start with our left, and then our right, and then 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 our left. So the next time we get to a new segment, it'll be with the right foot. And that's actually what Izzy was telling you the other day. So there's so many different ways that our brain can process this and think about it. But my recommendation would be to take 2 bars at a time and work on making sure you get it to line up with your feet. All right, and then you could think about it in the small, the micro, accent tap, tap, accent tap, tap is how your feet are gonna line up. And then same thing over here, but it's going to be starting off with the right foot. Now, when we get into the next segment, the B segment, it's obviously going to be a little bit different. So again, we're still going to think of things in 2-bar segments, and some of the things that we said about the last time are true this time. This segment starts with our left foot, and then the next 2 bars start with our right foot. Okay. Now, where it's different in terms of where the beat lines up, okay, 2/8 notes, 2/8 notes, 2/8 notes, 2/8 notes, right? I'm not going to keep saying that, but you can see how it all works, okay? And then I'm going to come back over here, and we're going to count, or, we're going to think about accent, accent, tap, 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 and then tap, and then accent, tap. So figuring where our feet line up, here with an accent, then a tap, and a tap, and a tap, and a tap, right? So this would be helpful as you break it down in terms of the beats in the measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so in this segment, beat 1, 2 are going to line up with your feet, and then count 8 as well. All right, so these checkpoints are really important. And again, it's going to be all the same stuff over here, just based on the opposite foot. All right, I get that some of this stuff might be a little confusing, so that's where I keep saying go 2 bars at a time. Try to understand. Step 1 is where the accents versus taps line up with your feet. All right, and then try to get it in 1 foot, and then try the other foot. I guess it doesn't really work great to write over black with black, but I think you get my drift. Figure out where the accents versus taps line up with your feet, and then do 2 measures that are all off the left foot, and then 2 measures are all off the right foot. All right, so we get ready for our last segment, thinking about it in 2-bar chunks, okay? And then, 2-bar chunks. And then we already said this segment starts with our left foot, this segment starts with our right foot, right? So in terms of where the beats are, accent, tap, accent, tap, 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 accent. All right, so if we think about the counts now, how those line up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the special ones that line up are going to be 1, 3, and then not again until 9. Bass drums, I'm realizing here that there's a little typo here. Obviously, there should be an accent right there. Okay, so again, go through, figure out how your feet line up, how everything, I guess we didn't do this yet, accent, tap, tap, right? So figure out how all this breaks down, because the breakdown is going to be crucial. And then as you figure that out, you're able to mark time to it all of a sudden. This is one that a lot of times people struggle with to mark time, and then eventually their feet just get used to it. All right. In terms of other pitfalls in the exercise, it's very similar to 8-4-2-1 accent in that it has to be black and white. We have to see an accent that's 12 inches, or we need to see a tap that's 3 inches. And we really want to focus on the consistency of that, because that's going to make a huge difference in your sound quality. Make sure that your taps don't sound choked off. They sound like nice, relaxed 3-inch notes, and that your accents, that you don't squeeze too hard for those. And then you just make sure that we have that height differential, and then we work on lining it up with their feet. So really, step 1 in this exercise is to make sure you understand how it works with the 9/8. And then step 2 is trying to get it with your feet. We've already talked about this exercise, it being in 9/8. It's just showing you all the mathematical ways that you can divide 9 up, right? 9 can equal 3 plus 3 plus 3. 9 can also equal, in this setting, 2 plus 3 plus 4, right? That's the number of 8th notes in each pattern. And then over here, right, 4 8th notes, 3 8th notes, 2 8th notes. So 9 can equal 4 plus 3 plus 2. All right, so it's a lot of information to process. This is a tricky one. It's why it's the only assignment that is due in this next assignment. And do your best with the mark time. Ultimately, I'm most concerned with how your hands look. Then I'm next concerned with how your feet go with it. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Now let's watch a demonstration.